Welcome to Chapter 8 of Problem Solving. We're going to look at unit analysis. Remember from your reading notes yesterday, unit analysis is going to be made up of three sections: ratios, unit conversions, and compound units. And in your reading notes yesterday, we talked about ratios. You hopefully wrote down that a ratio is a comparison of two numbers. It's usually written as a fraction. It could also be written like this, or like this, or like this. Those all represent the same ratio. So let's take a look at this. Ratios are useful in determining answers to questions like this. Which of these two is a better deal? 32 ounces of cereal for $4.29 or 20 ounces of cereal for $1.89. I'm going to actually show you two approaches here. One way that's probably most common is to just divide dollars by ounces. So 429 divided by 32 is 0.13. And then 189 divided by 20 is 0.09. And then you can see that this second one is the better deal because it's cheaper. It's less dollars per ounce. But you could also divide in the other order, and that still does mean something. If you did ounces divided by dollars, that's the number of ounces per dollar. And then if you do ounces divided by dollars, that's the number of ounces per dollar. Then when you compare these two, in this case, you would want more ounces per dollar. So you would say that the larger number is the better deal if you're dividing this way. So when you're answering questions like this, you could divide in either order, but this is why the units are so important. If you label your number, it will be clear whether you're looking for the smaller number to be better or whether you're looking for a larger number to be a better deal. I would like you to try answering each of these three real quick. So if an accountant charges $250 per hour, how much is that in dollars per minute? Then calculate cents per minute, then cents per second. And then so hit pause on this, do those three, and then hit play when you're ready to check. So $4 per minute, you should get this. And here's how I did it. 250 over 1 hour times 1 hour over 60 minutes. Do you remember this? This, I think you probably called it dimensional analysis in your past like physics classes. To cancel the hours down here, I multiply by a fraction that has hours over minutes, and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and that will convert it to dollars over minutes to get $4 and almost 17 cents per minute. Then to convert that into cents per minute, I want to cancel dollars with dollars and change it to cents. So I put dollars on the bottom and cents on top, and 100 cents is equal to $1. I cancel the dollars and I get 416.7 cents per minute. And then to do cents per second, I take this answer there, which is cents per minute, and I multiply it by 1 minute over 60 seconds. So I end up dividing that by 60 to change it to cents per second, which is 6.9 for repeating cents per second. Now what I did also want to show you is you could do all three of these steps to go from dollars per hour to cents per second like so. I start with dollars per hour. I multiply by hours over minutes to change it to dollars per minute. I multiply by minutes over second to change it to dollars per second. And then I multiply by cents over dollars to change it to cents per second. So then I multiply all the way across the top to get that number. I multiply all the way across the bottom to get that number. And then I divide 25,000 by 3,600 to get the cents per second. And this is called dimensional analysis. You're always multiplying a fraction. Make sure you label your units on top and bottom. The label up here will cancel with the label down here. And since 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, that's how you make this fraction. So I'd like you to now go ahead and try these. Let's say Coke products are on sale this week at Cub. You can get 3 12-packs of 12-ounce cans for $11. So how much is this in dollars per can, cents per ounce, ounces per pack, cans per dollar, and ounces per dollar? One hint I'll give here is that it's 3 12-packs. So 3 times 12 means this, deal will buy you 36 total cans. So use that information, answer those three, then press play when you're ready to check. So let's take a look at what you got. Dollars per can, you know the number of dollars, you know the number of cans, divide. And that's what you get. Cents per can, you know the dollars per can from the previous one. You can multiply that by 100 cents over $1 to get 30.5 repeating cents per can. To get cents per ounce, I started with that previous answer of cents per can, multiplied it by 1 can over 12 ounces because 1 can contains 12 ounces to get this. And then I divided that to get 2.54629 cents per ounce. Ounces per pack. Well, I started with 3 cans is equal to 3 packs. 36 cans is equal to 3 packs. Multiply that by the number of ounces in a can. 12 ounces over 1 can will cancel that label of cans and give me ounces per pack. So I divide and get 144. Then cents per dollar, 36 cans. Divided by, cans per dollar is dividing cans by dollars to get 3.27 repeating cans per dollar. Ounces per dollar, I started with that previous answer of cans per dollar and multiplied it by 12 ounces over 1 can to cancel that label of cans and get ounces per dollar is 39.27 repeating. Let's take a look at one more example. Francisco ran 8 miles. That's a fun name, Francisco. Being a football fan, Francisco wondered how many times he had to run the equivalent of a full football field, which is 100 yards in that 8 miles. So how many times had he? So you can see we're going to have to do some conversion here. And one thing you definitely need to know is that there are 5,280 feet in a mile. You also have to know that there are 3 feet in a yard. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just 8 miles. Now you'll notice there's nothing on the bottom. This is not a rate, it's just a single number, so I'm just going to put it over 1 so that it looks like a fraction, so it matches up with all my fractions I'm about to multiply it by. So what I'm going to do is I want to convert miles to feet, and I do that by putting miles on the bottom and feet on top, so that this miles will cancel with this miles, and 5,280 feet are equal to 1 mile. I then multiply that to convert feet to yards. So I put feet on the bottom and yards on top to cancel the feet with that feet, and 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. I then want to convert yards to football fields. So I'm going to multiply by football fields over yards, and 1 football field is equal to 100 yards. So that yards will cancel, and you can see all my labels have canceled except my label football fields. And then I multiply all the way across the top. 8 times 5,280 times 1 times 1 is 42,240. Multiply all the way across the bottom. 1 times 1 times 3 times 100 is 300. And it will be this divided by this. So about 140.8 football fields. So here's your homework. Give those a try. Make sure you label everything. Include labels everywhere. See all these labels I had next to every number. Make sure you have labels and include explanations as well. And of course, email me with any questions you have.